everybody, welcome to my Perfectly Pieced special project for 2026. If you've been watching any of my Perfectly Pieced videos for 2025, you know that starting in January 2026, Perfectly Pieced is no longer being offered as a box subscription. It's going digital only. We're going to do a fun year-long project that I came up with to help you make the most of your digital Perfectly Pieced subscription. In addition to this project, which I'm going to go over with you in just a moment, I do want to let you know I will be getting the regular digital subscription, and we'll go over it each month, looking at the projects being offered, and we'll work through one of the projects together, just like I've been doing. I'll put a link in the description box below to my Perfectly Pieced playlist. You can watch some of those videos and get an idea of what Perfectly Pieced is all about and watch some of my previous tutorials. This project I'm going to share with you is something I came up with because I want to make sure we get the most out of our digital subscription. Are you ready? For 2026, we're going to make a Perfectly Pieced mystery quilt. I've got a free downloadable file. It's linked in the description box below, and I have two options for quilt layouts. Each month, we'll be selecting a block or blocks to add to our year-long mystery quilt project. And I have no advanced knowledge of any of these blocks, so it's a total mystery for me as well. You can make a lap quilt or a ladder quilt, and I'm using the 8-inch block size, and we're going to use borders. Why use the 8-inch block size? If you've worked with Perfectly Pieced before, you know sometimes the blocks can be put together to create an overall pattern. Pretend these are square. You would have a 4-inch, a 4-inch, a 4-inch, and a 4-inch, and then you end up with an 8-inch block. Using the larger block size gives us an option of how we want to set up and use the blocks. I'll have monthly videos. We'll work through the block options for our mystery quilt. So in addition to the regular Perfectly Pieced videos, I'm going to put up a video each month for this project, just for our mystery quilt. When we talk about fabric requirements, again, this is a mystery to me. I have no advanced knowledge of the blocks. I'm going to show you what I've picked. What I recommend is a good size fat quarter bundle, a background, yardage, or a blend of scrappy backgrounds. This doesn't have to match. This is a great opportunity to go into your scrap pile each month and pull random fabrics, because when it's all put together at the end, it's going to look great. I'm going to show you how we're going to put this together. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss the tutorials. And then I also have a new Facebook group I would love for you to join, and we can all share our mystery quilts as we work on them all year. That will also be linked below. Any questions, or if you download this and you see a typo or anything, please email me so I can fix it. Let's look at the two layouts, and then I'll show you my fabric choices. I use the EQ8 software to design these layouts. Again, if you see any mistakes or typos, please let me know. This is our lap quilt. Each one of these gray boxes is an 8-inch block. And on the sides, we have our borders. I've designed this with 2-inch borders around each block and a 2-inch border around the quilt. If you make it to these specifications, the overall size of your quilt at the end will be 40 by 52. And each month we'll work on our bordered block together. I'll put up a video for those. That way we can look at whatever block comes out that month. We can look at the borders and see how we want to set that up. The next option, if you don't want to make a lap quilt, the next option is a ladder quilt. This is designed with an 8-inch block surrounded by a 1-inch block border and a 1-inch border on the outside. As I'm filming, I just found a typo, so I'll fix this. That'll be corrected for your download. The overall size of this quilt is 22 inches across and 62 inches long. If you're getting the Perfectly Pieced subscription, you do have the option each month to preview the blocks and preview the projects. If for any reason you don't like one of the months, maybe you're not crazy about the block or the projects being offered, you can just substitute another 8-inch block. Maybe you've been subscribing to Perfectly Pieced for a while, you've got a favorite block already, you want to be sure that it's included, you can pop in one of those blocks. The last page of the download goes over backing and binding fabric requirements. We're going to be quilting these as we go, so when we get to the end, when we go to put our quilt together, it's going to be put together using the stitch in the ditch method. So I added an additional 2 inches all the way around for the backing. If you're doing embroidery only and you're going to send this to a long armor, your backing fabric is going to need to be a couple inches bigger. For long arm quilting, you usually want to add 4 inches to each side for your backing. I recommend downloading this and reading through this. This explains how much backing you need, binding, how to cut your strips if you're using with the fabric. I also give options for the borders. If you want to leave off the outer borders, I tell you how to adjust for that, and there's more notes about that on the bottom. You can have a look at the layouts, decide which one you want to make for the year. I think I'm going to make the lap quilt. I love lap quilts. I know they're smaller than a queen size bed, but I love to throw the lap quilts on the bed. I'm in Arizona. It never really gets that cold. I find these are a great size. If you have time, you can make both. You just need to make 2 8-inch blocks per month and make the borders. It's 1 block per month or 2 blocks per month if you want to make both layouts. Let me show you my fabric selection. I know one of the things people are worried about with Perfectly Pieced going digital is how to pick their fabrics. These fabrics I'm going to use just for the mystery quilt. When I work on the monthly projects, we can look at different fabrics. I pulled a big fat quarter bundle for this. This is Gentler Times by Lori Holt. This was just on sale. When I saw it go on sale, I went ahead and grabbed it. I wanted some additional background fabrics, so I pulled these fat quarters from the autumn collection, which I used when I made the In All Things Give Thanks pillow. These are also Lori Holt fabrics. If you have a favorite fabric designer and you've got fabric scraps, usually all their fabrics tend to coordinate well between collections. Even if the collections are a year or two apart, they tend to go together really well. I also pulled a solid background, which I may or may not use for my borders. I haven't decided yet. I might do all scrappy borders. I have a bolt of this Kona bone. It's an off-white, light beige. I'm not sure what you'd want to call it. It matches closer with these prints than white. I think a white wouldn't really match well with this. I hope you'll be joining me in making the mystery quilt for Perfectly Pieced 2026. This project's going to run all year long. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Check the description box below for the link to download your information that has the patterns and the fabric requirements to the best of my ability, since again the blocks are a mystery. There will also be a link in the description box below for my Facebook group, and my email information will be there. Leave me a comment, let me know if you're joining. I look forward to working on this project and the regular Perfectly Pieced projects with you throughout next year. I'll see you next time, and